Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And it is a beautiful morning at Fort Fisher State Recreational Area here near Curie Beach, actually at Fort Fisher, North Carolina, here on the coast. And came out early this morning. You can't tell, it's spectacular. This morning is absolutely gorgeous. But there's a huge front moving in, and here within the hour, we're going to have some pretty heavy rains, and the winds are going to start gusting up to 35 miles an hour. They're probably fairly gusty right here on the coast anyway, but it's really pretty right now. So I came out early. It's what, 7:41 this morning, and or 7:42, and I'm going to try to fit in a little POTA here real quick. This is a site I don't think I've ever activated before, so it's new to me. And the Fort Fisher parking area is closed, and my buddy Eric, WD8RIF, told me that there was a place I could park. So I went over to the aquarium extra parking, the overflow parking, and started walking up here. Ran into a park ranger and asked if it'd be okay if I came out here, and he said absolutely. In fact, not only did he tell me that, but he told me like all of these trails over here that I'm going to be taking later on, that's got some cool stuff. So I just thought, well, I'll come out here to the beach, use my KH1, and do an activation. So that's the plan today. And I think I'm like the only one here on the coast this morning. There are more people down this way probably, but yeah, oh, it's beautiful. So I thought I'd do a little morning activation. I'm going to try 20 meters. It is awfully early for 20 meters, but sometimes that affords you a little DX. Boy, it is a little windy. But hopefully this wireless mic is doing its bit, and will keep me from having to do post-production on the audio. So I'm just going to sit over here. I'm going to find a little place over here and sit. I can't remember if the tide's going in or out right now. Looks like it's coming in. But I won't be here terribly long. I just need to get this activation in the books, and that's about it. Go back and have breakfast. It is so spectacular this morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll just set up right here. Here we go. Okay, I've got a segment that is not open yet. There we go. I just got to try to keep this camera from falling over right now. So you may or may not be able to see much if that sun's glaring at you. So what I'm going to try to do is set it up over this way. Turn on the radio, pull out the whip. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's promising. I'm hearing some signs of life on the bands. Okay. Let me throw my counterpoise out a little bit here. Okay, I hope you can see this. Okay, got the counterpoise out. I need to go ahead and tune. There we go. Now, this sounds good. Let me make sure my recorder is recording real quick. Man, is it pretty. Okay, let's see. Yes, we're recording. Good, 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 good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start calling CQ POTA. Put 20 meter band here. I'm gonna go at a fairly nice clip, hopefully. The bands have not been good lately, at least yesterday. I was talking with some friends that were doing what was it, the 12 Days of Christmas on the air, and they were having difficulty making a lot of contacts. So we're at 12 here. Okay, please bands cooperate. It'd be great to get this one in the books. sorry. Had to take a few photos while I can, assuming I can make a few contacts here. So there's some kind of contest station right next to me. This is really early in the morning to be doing POTA, and that's the only thing that worries me is there may be people that are not going to hear me. Well, I just checked and I am spotted by a 6 station, so that's promising. It's just if anybody's listening this time of the morning. At 7:48, I think a lot of people are still in bed. Hopefully not everyone, though. At least it's a beautiful morning to be out here at the beach. I'm actually wearing my backpack and I've got a KX2 in as well. So if I had to, I could go over there, set up a different antenna and try lower bands. I can probably try 30 meters on here though, if I have to. I'm enjoying just looking at the ocean right now, though. This is so pleasant out here. I was in the middle of writing a field report this morning at the condo, and decided to come out here really quickly and try to do an activation. I may try 17 meters. I may try 17 meters in a little bit. Just for DX, if there's even any life left in the ionosphere right now. And then I'll try to go down to 30 meters. Okay, wait, KJ. Three down, 7 to go. Look how pretty it is out here. Make sure I got that in here. KJ5. I didn't want to waste a line here on this. I'm speeding it up just a tiny bit. Oh, it's so nice. But I see the rain coming in right now. Like I can see it there, like curtains of rain. So I could really use my contacts about now. Okay, let's move down to the lower band here. .3 to 1. Okay, that didn't work as well. Let's try 20 meter again. Let me reposition my... Sometimes repositioning it'll help a little bit. 3.3 to 1, that's what we're gonna go with. I should have probably gone up to 17 first, but... Come on, rain, stay away just a little bit. May have to fight for my contacts here a little bit this early in the morning. Again, like nobody's awake. It's a Sunday morning, really early. And you may be wondering, is it okay to be operating at a 3.3 SWR? It's not a problem with the KH1. Not at all. I'm not going to blow my finals, nothing like that. It's just not a great match, and it's not efficient. But I may be back up to 20 or 7. I'm gonna go up to 17. Okay. Okay, we'll give this a go. So 17 meters. Barely read my notes on here, but it's just such a small space. There are only 12 places here, so if I use up a slot, I have to then switch out my log sheet. So I did have a spot, 8 dB with the RBN. It's showing me working 23 words a minute. Let's see if I get anything on 17 meters. It hasn't spotted me yet, I don't think. It looks like I've got good signal out here, but I actually don't have great signal. So I got a G4 station, which may mean that this is going into Europe and UK. It is meaning that. There's only 4 dB, which is really small, but that's a good sign. Maybe I can get some European stations. I'm listening for you. Somebody out there. I don't know if you can see the bands of rain coming out of those clouds, but it looks like that part missed me. It's probably what's coming up over there that's going to get me here in a little bit. This is not a waterproof radio, so I have to be thinking about that. Come on, I'd like to get at least one DX station. Huh. Saying reverse beacon network station in the UK now has me at 7 dB, which is a little bit better. Isn't this lovely? That's the great thing, is I can just kind of hold on to this, let it do its beaconing, and I don't have to really fret over it too much as I'm operating. Ooh, I about lost my tripod. Okay, even though I'm picking up something on the RBN, I'm not getting anything here. I'm gonna move back down to 20 meters. Maybe there's some people there. I'm otherwise not in a hurry. It's just really just the weather. So maybe, you know, it's 8 o'clock now. Maybe people are paying attention on 20 meters. I'll do 3 more calls, this one and 2 more. Come on, this is the money one. Let's do it. Just one person. I just want one person on 17 meters. No? Okay. Okay, let's move back down to 20 meters. And just sit here and call CQ for a while. That's somebody way off. There's a contest going on, so. Okay, so now I gotta change this back to 20 meters. Hopefully I'll understand what that means later. It's a great thing about having these videos, though, is I can go back and check it out later. And there is no other place I'd rather be right now, though. This is just spectacular. It's the right time to be out here, even if the hunters aren't really awake yet, or maybe propagation's not working very well. I don't care. Sounds like I'm getting a little static here. Okay, so 5 down, 5 to go. I'll be able to get these. If it rains, I can move over probably to a different spot or even up. Nice, thank you, Carl. Whoa, I'm about to lose this. Come on, Carl. Gotcha. He'll be in New York. Band's rough this morning. Okay, I'll wait and see if this guy comes back. That weird popping is probably coming off of a little bit of static or something. When this isn't transmitting, it'll probably Yay, got you. Make a little note here. I think I got my 10. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yay, the activation's done. I'm going to go for a little bit longer, though, before I head back and grab breakfast. Tempted to go back up to 17 meters again, just to see if I can catch a DX station, but... Big signal. Just missed the last letter. There we go. It's an A. I just couldn't read my own writing. Actually, that may be a W instead of an N. I can't read my own writing. I'll tell you just a second. Oh, I'm almost done. Okay, so I'm an amateur radio operator.
Oh, okay.
And this is a little transceiver that I'm using on the shortwave bands, basically, doing Morse code.
Okay.
And I'm just making contacts here. I'm in a program called Parks on the Air, and we go to parks like this national or state recreational area. And I come out here and make contacts. So like this morning, I trying to beat the weather coming in, right? So this morning I worked from like Maine, Puerto Rico, all over the U.S., like into Vermont, a lot into the Northeast this morning, and into Texas.
You get that on those kind of radios,
Yeah.
That's an old that shortwave's an old technology.
It is. It is, but it works.
Still
and
works,
Morse code's still also just a great,
yeah.
Way of communicating.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
That sounds fun.
And,
you have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy your morning. Okay, that's just a guy that came over to check in on me. I thought he was going to talk to me earlier when I was in the middle of something. So what I'm going to do right now is just take some photos. So I got a photo of my logs. And maybe try to show my whole okay, there we go. I got my photos. It's time to walk back to the car. So here we go. I'm going to put this up. And there we go. Tap this here. And I'll actually put up everything once I go back over to a picnic table where I can set up. There's picnic tables over here where I first set up all this stuff. So 12 contacts. Hey, I'm happy, man. That was great. I would have liked to have worked a little bit of Europe on 17 meters. That would have been nice. I'm not often out at a place like this that can take full advantage of a vertical, but the bands are not in that great a shape this morning, to be honest. I think it's above and beyond the fact it's just early, I mean, you have to think about when you're doing activations that, whoops, sorry. You got to be doing your activations when other people are out and about doing their thing, right? And so if no hunters are awake, then you're not going to get any activations. There's just three other people out here this morning. Man, the weather held off. It kind of skirted around. You can see that rain's kind of wrapped around over here now. There's rain all around here, but there's none right here right now. So I am super pleased. This is so nice. One of my daughters may want to come down here later. Well, not today, probably. They're going to probably go out in front of our condo. We're right on the beach too, and do a little seashell hunting. One of my daughters loves doing that. This is a very pretty part of the North Carolina coast here. I mean, I've been all over the NC coast and the South Carolina coast as well, but this is off season. It's just spectacular. It's really wonderful. And in season it is too. It's not as busy as some of the other, bigger places on the coast. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Myrtle Beach. I don't golf, and I'm not into, when I was like a teenager growing up, I kind of enjoyed it because of the, the scene with all my friends and stuff like that. But boy, if you want something more relaxing, this is so nice out here. And the coast is beautiful. We're probably going to go out and check out the aquarium. Oh, looks like they've opened the gates to the parking area. Maybe they did around 8 o'clock or something. I just wasn't here at the time to appreciate that. But yeah, so I'll go over here to a picnic table and put up the rest of my stuff. Much easier to do than on the sand. Even though I don't mind throwing my backpack down on the sand, it just gets sand everywhere. Sand seems to get into everything. Let's see. Let's just walk down here and do it. Here we go. This won't take long. See, this is wet. I got some condensation this morning. Oh well, I don't care. I'll throw it down on my backpack. And let's open this up. See, I've got more stuff in here. I really only needed my KH1. And if I would have been able to park my car up here in the parking area, then I wouldn't have brought the backpack with me out to the coast. But I parked probably, I don't know, 500 meters away or something. Not that far away. Let's take this out. KH1 makes all this stuff so accessible. Now I could have sat out here and played radio on one of these picnic tables this morning. I could have done that. And I thought about doing that actually. I've got everything I need to do that. I got the AX1 or AX3 antenna. Maybe that would have even given me more flexibility because I could have gone down to 30 meters way sort of more natively. Oh, let's see. Those are not the same earphones. Put this in here. I think I just heard the horn for the ferry, the Fort Fisher ferry. Yeah, it's going to be rainy and nasty for a while, then it's going to clear up. The temperature is going to plummet really quickly. Back at my QTH, the temperature is going to go down to about 8 or 9 degrees, I think. And it's been really warm. Then it's going to warm right back up. I think we'll probably have a warmish Christmas next week. Is it next week that Christmas is? I'm not totally sure. So this is what I've had going on in my pocket here. Let's go ahead and stop it and then turn it off. There we go. Let's put this up. This up, and that's really about it. Here we go. Yeah, that's a little wet, but I don't mind that being on my back. Okay, let's just go for a walk. What you say? This was so much fun and very surprising. I thought that the bad weather was going to kick in a little earlier this morning, so I'm kind of happy it didn't. Very happy it didn't. We'll just walk back over to where I parked. Yeah, they must have opened the gates at 8, probably right after I walked through here, which is fine. They didn't have to open up the gate especially for me. But now I know. I'm gonna come back out here again. I could go ahead and hit Fort Fisher State Historic Site, but frankly, I want some breakfast and another cup of coffee. And I'll probably try to hit it later on today. It is actually, so this is one of the things I was going to mention. I am a rule follower, right? So with parks on the air, I take the rules very seriously. Same thing with summits on the air. Any of these activities like this, you want to abide by the rules, because if you don't, then what's the point, right? The rules kind of make it fun because they put some challenges in there, right? And my buddy Eric had told me that when he came by to do this activation last year, that these gates were closed as well and he couldn't park here. And being a good POTA operator, he didn't try to pull up against the road. I mean, there are all these no parking signs along here. He didn't try to pull up against the road. He didn't try to do anything weird. You know, he wanted to follow the rules. And when a parking area is closed, I also question if the access to the beach is closed. And the beach is all, this is a part of the national, or not national, but state recreational area. This is actually a part of that. I've looked at the map really carefully, and it probably goes all the way up to that sign right there. And so I could have sat out here and done the activation, and that's probably what I would have done, right? I would have probably done this. Oh, I'm talking, I might as well take a picture out here too. I would have probably done that if I had not run into this park ranger who was coming out of this area right here. In fact, he stayed out there over the night with his truck and a bunch of photography equipment to look at the meteor shower that was happening last night. So I was able to get permission from him. I said, I hope nobody minds that I parked way down here at the overflow parking for the aquarium. That's the only place I would have thought, you know, it said that the aquarium parking closes at 5:30, but there was no gate up. There's nobody there, and it's in the overflow parking. And he said, oh no, it's not a problem. So I don't feel bad about that at all. Yeah, so I walked in and did the activation. But if you ever go to a site that's closed off and the gates are closed on it, you really shouldn't. I mean, in the very early days of POTA, I remember people asking about this, like probably in 2019 or something. I think I read a message in a discussion with a POTA group. I can't remember if it was on one of the social media sites or where, but one of the POTA people from the organization answered the question. Someone said, is it okay if I park in front of a closed park, like that's technically on their grounds, but it's in front of their gate to their entrance? And the answer was no, you should not do that, because the park's closed and they don't want people, you know, setting up right in front of their gates. And I know for a fact I went to a park, it was an educational state forest here in North Carolina, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and was just talking with some of the park rangers, and one of them had mentioned, yeah, we came out here one day and there was a guy that was just here in front of the gate and we had to tell him to move. He shouldn't be there. And, you know, you really shouldn't, if the gates are closed, you really shouldn't be trying to do an activation in front of it, right? This is the North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher, and it is a really nice aquarium. We'll for sure be coming out here, I'm sure. We're here, this is Sunday, we're here Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday we head back to the mountains, and it's a fairly long drive to get back there. So yeah, don't do that. Don't park in front of gates. Parks don't like that. The POTA system doesn't really want you doing that either. So just don't do that. Find another way around. So like Fort Fisher State Historic Site, which is down here and to the right, very close by, even though their gates are closed, I could still get access to it because there's a greenway sort of path that goes through the site, and it's open to the public all day and all night. So I could get on that greenway path and get onto the site, and I'd feel fine about that. But I'd have to go park somewhere else, not at the State Historic Site. Is it safe to cross? I think it is. So, see here what it says. It is for aquarium guests only, and it closes at 5:30. But again, this is in the morning, so it's not, I didn't park overnight or anything. And a park ranger gave me permission to do this, so I don't feel bad about this at all. Parked way over here. You can see my Subaru peeking out around the corner. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. This ended up being a much longer activation than I planned on it being, and thanks for coming along for my walk. Some of you may have skipped over that, and that's perfectly fine. But thank you for being a kind person, and thank you for being on this planet. We all appreciate you. And I hope you get a chance to go out and play a little radio. Sneak it in anytime you can. And try to help out a fellow amateur radio operator if she or he needs a little help getting on the air, setting up an antenna. Our community is built on mentorship and Elmering, and that's what you should do. Be a part of that, you'll make a friend for life. Take care, everybody, and until next time, this is Thomas saying 72s.